Hello, I'm Bood. It's great to see you, my friend. Welcome to episode 9, season 9 of The Impossible Dream with the mighty Iron Scunthorpe United. As always, thanks for joining me. Your view is the most important thing, but if you feel slightly generous, maybe you'll hit a thumbs up. Maybe you'll have a chat with me in the comments. Become a patron, that'd be absolutely massive. But yeah, thank you for everything you do. And we've got another season. I've had a busy few days. Got stuck into this. Last episode, I think I put it out on a Thursday, but I'd done it by Wednesday night, evening, whatever. So I've got through it quite well over the weekend. And here we are now on a lovely Sunday with more action to bring to you. Now, there's been no takeover. And you might remember at the end of the last one, the chairman took out a £5 million loan, which has helped us a bit, but we've got to pay that back. I need to take this club and its financial situation into my own hands and kind of put some things in place last year where I signed a few decent young players who were worth a little bit of money and that I could hopefully sell on, and those young players won their league. So was that going to work? Could I find any freebies and move some players on? Could that work? Well, yes, it could. This club has never been this rich, I don't think. I've got to work this season. It was loads of fun and I bet you can't wait. So let's find out what I got up to. And I just want to share this with you first. Now, I've got my new players in, we've had players leave and all that good stuff. But I just thought this was important to show you the scale of who we are in the Championship compared to a lot of other teams that have come down from the Premier League, even a season before. They're still much better off than us. So much so, we're actually mentioned on the player wage expenditure in the Sky Bet Championship news bit at 145 grand a week. Scunthorpe's wage expenditure is the lowest in the entire competition. So put that figure into perspective, that is 1.1 million per week less than the 1.3 per week Brighton spender at the very top. Yes, look at the difference. Man, stay in this league, we are punching. Check that out. Oh yes. Oh yes. 15 million now. I've sold players I like and maybe didn't want to sell, but the reasoning behind that was I found players who were just as good or maybe had more potential eventually and maybe a little bit younger who were free. So the idea was get a freebie in if I could, less wages, loads of potential, and sell someone on if I had interest in him. And Finn Back is a great player, left back, right back, fantastic player, one of my best, but £5 million. Jamie McDonnell, great midfielder, would have played for me easily. My vice captain, 2.4 million. Mr. Mbama, 2 points, I couldn't say no. Coventry, League One. Have him. I'm fine with that. It's a lot of money. Hugh Mellon is one of the kids I bought last year who was pretty good. I mean, you know the other guys. And I was thinking, should we give him a chance in the first team? Or do I sell him for that amount of money? I'm selling him for that amount of money. Billy Davies, midfielder, signed last year, got 1.2 million for him. And then a few other little players like my backup keeper and a few other youngsters got a few hundred grand, probably took a bit less for him. But I'm just going to show you the kid I spent 300 grand on in a compensation fee. Couldn't say no. 18 years old. An absolute baller. If he could have played for us, it'd have been amazing. I don't think he ever will, because I can't get a work permit for him, right? But I thought, do you know what? I don't care. Look at his value. 300 grand compo fee. Even if that goes down, I think we'll still make a profit. Now, I was going to spend the year trying to get him loaned out. It doesn't happen. I'm trying to get him a work permit. If it never happens, he's only 18. We will sell him on at some stage. So of course, look at us. It's like we're filthy, stinking rich. Now, I'm going to try and remember to show it with you. But this is a busy season now for the club. It's a kick-on season for the club. With that kind of money, it's going to allow me to do a lot of things. And we're going to change budgets. We're going to build things. It's going to be amazing. So I was really happy. Like really happy that I've managed to pull that off. I know I've sold some good players, but I think I've brought good players in. So, sold my backup keeper, sold my other keeper, got peanuts for him. It's 60 grand, that's why you won't see him on the list. But I've managed to get 2 new goalkeepers. The first one is Delon Earl, who I think's good, and he becomes my first choice. We also have Dario Braithwaite, again free, 23 years old, English, and a good young keeper. I think I've got 2 fantastic potential good young keepers. So honestly, sometimes things just come together, and in that position I was very happy this year. Next up we've signed Anthony Clark Ioanu, who is English and he's 22. Central midfielder, but he can play out wide. Just a handy little player. He's okay. Not bad for a freebie. We have Giorgio Clulo. Right. I like that name, Clulo. One of my sister's old best mates used to be called Clulo. Can't remember her first name. But he's a central midfielder, can play defensive midfielder if I want to switch my tactics. Can see he used to be a Chelsea boy. The reason I sold Finn back is because I got some new full backs. One of them is Matt James, released by Spurs. He was out in Spain, I think, last year. 22 years old. 11 grand a week, but we're getting big time now, aren't we? What a player. Look at his value. So this is why you get someone in like Matt James for free. 5 million for Finn back. Happy days. This is the loan guy. It cost me now. He's not wanted by Burnley at all. I don't understand why. He's never really been super prolific. I think he was he at Burnley? Didn't play. He's at Lincoln. Didn't do great. But it was a last minute. I feel like when Mabama go in, I've got Hernandez, who's a good player, but he's not going to bang me 30 goals in. I've got other players who can play there. I just need another striker, and this is what I could do, and for free as well. I might be able to pick him up for free at the end of the year if he does all right. Absolutely buzzing with this. Now, you should know Lyle Reynolds. We had him on loan for 2 seasons, and he was great. I think we helped develop him. Brentford just did not want him. And then obviously when we got into the Championship, I couldn't afford... He would have come back. I think they wanted a monthly fee that was too big. He ended up going to Plymouth in the Championship last season, and I don't know if you noticed, I did mention it, but I ended up cutting that bit out because they're trimming the episode down. Some bits are cut out. He scored against us in that last game, I don't know if you noticed, and Plymouth actually went up to the Premier League and decided they didn't want to sign him because his contract had ended at Brentford. And he loves us. He spent 2 years here. He's got admiration for me and one of his favoured personnel. And he was happy to come, and I was happy to have him because I think he's brilliant. They're my new players. Obviously, we lost 4 and a 3. You've seen some of the ones I sold as well. So, you know, it all worked out in the end, and I think the squad's better. It's nice, it's young, they're still hungry, and we've got lots of potential now. There's contracts to sort out, and I do sort them out. We've got the finances to work my way through that as well. I'm not going to go through all the other lads. You saw them in detail more last year, and they've not changed much. I'll be completely honest with you. I have trimmed this squad down. The U team's smaller because I've sold a lot of the top end talent, kept the rest. And then last year I think I had a 25-man first team squad. I think this is 22. So you know, I'm reining it in a bit, and we'll see how it goes. But I've got lots of flexibility. Bookies don't fancy us still. I mean, we're not the worst team according to them. That's Carlisle. But I was a bit disappointed because I think there's something in us. And I ain't going to use a defensive tactic. I was going to try and go back to my normal one. Try and play our football. Now the staff is alright. It's alright. Obviously it's the best in the league still. But his contract's coming towards the end. And it was one of them where I had a bit of time. I was off on Thursday. So I thought to myself, let's have a good look. Got a bit of money here. And wow. There was some awesome stuff out there. So from this date, and I think by Christmas it's finished maybe, I rebuild it. So then pre-season quickly. Again, I had some tournaments, just 2 leagues and a couple of friendlies at the beginning that my assistant sorted out and I couldn't cancel. I was too busy doing transfers, right? There's one there though, you can see it, the Inter Cup. That's in an international break. So we played a bit at the start of the season and it's like nearly 2 weeks off and I had 2 players away in international duty. So I thought, let's have a competition. Why not? Keep the lads fit, use everyone, rotate them the hell out of each other, if you know what I mean. Make a few quid. While we're here, we have started pretty well. I've won 3, lost 1. I'll show you on here so we don't mess around. But I got beat off Brighton 2-1. And they're the games I've won. We started well last year though, didn't we? But I think we're better this year. Get as many points as we can. Do I think we can get in the playoffs? You never know. I mean, the bookies don't fancy us. We've got the lowest wage budget. But you know, I feel like this club now is coming together. Really coming together. Especially when the season starts to kick on. Now we've got a bit of money, we're really going to start pushing this on. So let's get forward now to the 1st of Jan. It is 2032 already. How crazy is that? And we were 8th. Eh? Not bad. 111, drawn 6, lost 9. QPR in a bit of trouble. Look at QPR. They've had 12 points deducted, put them down into the relegation zone. Not us though. These are coming together with no help from the board. So here we are with the results in the league, and you know, we started off pretty well, as you know, and it's been a bit hit and miss. We've had a good patch and then a bad patch, and then we're getting a little bit better recently, but we've had some great games, some good draws. Even some of the defeats weren't too bad. The Sheffield United game, I remember, you know, wasn't that bad, but you know, drawing with West Brom's good. Beating Fulham 3-0, Ipswich 4-0. They're fantastic results. Got QPR next. And a quick check in on them finances. Still got 12 million in the bank. You can see they give me more of a transfer budget. Now, I didn't use that to spend. I wanted it so I could stick it into scouting, so I can maximise my scouting and stick it into the wage budget. And because I do end up spending a lot more on wages, because once I start giving out contracts, it's got some good players that want pay rises now. We've done well, new players from last year, so start to dish out some deals, maybe make players happy. Either get rid of the odd minimum fee. I think there's one player, Hernandez, who's unhappy, ends up signing a new deal, doubles his minimum fee to around 11 million. So, that gives us some security. So this is a squad arranged by average rating, and, we're not running away with it, but we're doing better than people thought. And I'm really starting to like a lot of these players. Anthony Asani, I think he's brilliant. He's such a good player, can play in the middle, behind the striker, he can even cover on the wings at some point, he's left-footed. The young Nigerian, really like him a lot. James Balzagi's just grown with this club. I love him. Delon Hurley's done really well for me. It's good having some good goalkeepers, I think. Hernandez, I'd like him to score more. Is he finishing 10? I think. But he's got other skills. Look at his first touch, his technique's good. He's a good all-round player. He's worth a bit of money now. He's a new minimum fee, covers him. If he does go for that amount of money, bloody hell, I'd take it. But the boys are good. New boys have come in. Mr. Reynolds, I'm loving Reynolds, even though he's not in a 7 or above. Because, they're young, they're not the best, but they're good. I think they're good. And we've got some talent and some promise that they could grow. We can keep them together, and that's what I wanted. Benjamin Leverington's doing a job when I need him to, the guy on loan. So, yeah, I love it, honestly. Starting to really... I've enjoyed this series, and I've enjoyed this club, and I've enjoyed the battle, but I'm enjoying starting to put these pieces together and just feel like I'm starting to achieve something with this club, and because we needed that money, I needed to generate money somehow. So let's jump forward now to the 1st of April, and we have only got 7 million in the bank, but we're spending it in the right way. Obviously I've gone up over on them wages, but I've been dishing out contracts for me boys, which I'm quite happy with. So look at this now, after 8 years of absolutely nothing, just generating some money, my bastard self finally. I've been able to really invest it into the club, and you need better facilities, you need a lot. I want the infrastructure to be good, to attract better players and keep players, because they do get unhappy. I've had unhappy players on this save because of the facilities, and they got downgraded, remember. So look at this. I've improved the youth facilities, the training facilities, then the youth facilities again, then the increase next season's transfer budget, I think that is. Turned me down for a weather camp. I wanted more percentage of future income, and said no to that. But then I'm doing the training facilities again, you can see, going to be done in 2 months. Asked them to do youth, they said no. Had an argument with them, changed their mind. Then I got a new contract. We're increasing the youth level, which is brilliant. And now we're doing the youth facilities again, so by the end of the season, well, in 5 months' time, that'll have been 3 upgrades to the youth facilities. And what is it, 2 upgrades to the training facilities? Now, this is my staff. Now, obviously, it looks no different, I suppose, in a way. You can see my scouting team's vastly improved. Just can't find that 8th scout. A couple of them, they're at clubs like Oxford, and on 700 quid a week, and I'm offering them £1,500. And then they decide to stay at Oxford for 800 quid a week. Dude, that's not real. I'm doubling your money. You definitely jump ship. What about the league? Well, we're 10. I'll take that all day long. Yeah, 58 points. I'm not going to get in them playoffs. We're probably not, but I don't care. We're not going down. We're not second favourites to go down. We're not the favourites to go down. We've done enough to become a mid-table team, to start to solidify our position in this championship and build the foundation for something awesome, hopefully. We'll reverse the dates, and this is our running in the new year. And, there's quite a bit of red. Don't get me wrong. We could have been higher. But again, I'm sticking to what my guns this year. Let's get them solid with this, because they are young and maybe they can build on it and improve next season. We can add to it with more free signings. I don't intend to be splashing any money out. No chance, man. Doing this on a budget, and I'm enjoying that. There's always going to be freebies, but the better we are, the better facilities, maybe the higher our rep goes, the more chance I'll have of signing some of the ones that have said no to me, or chose a bigger club, or have even chose a club that I think is not as big as us. So, not every player I go for I get. You miss out on a lot, but I'm hoping we can improve on that. I hope you can tell, just in the way I am about talking about it and playing it, that I've really enjoyed this season. Like, I feel like we're starting all that hard work, the hours I've put into it, games I've played, the graft, which is fun, is coming together, because you want to get somewhere, you want to achieve something. Carlisle Cup. I went through in that first game against Burton. I just went for it, but I'm pretty sure a B team, Rochdale. Yeah, we did. And we still won that 2-1, but then it was Man United. I went for it. It's Man United, why not? I know it's the Carlisle Cup, and I'm not too bothered about it. But we scored 2 goals at Old Trafford. And then Cardiff, 7-1. Got to the 4th round, of course, against Plymouth. They're a Premier League team now, Plymouth. They are bottom of the Premier League, though. Joint with Leicester, Reading and Forest. It's close down there, isn't it? Them 4 going to be battling it out for them 3 spaces. So a quick look at the squad again, arranged by average rating. Ben Lyons, what a player. He scored 24 goals in 26 games. And I'd say 50% of them have been on the left wing. He has grown. For a player that cost me nothing, he has just grown into a great player. I love him. And he's my club captain. Like I said, Anthony Asani, he's a good player now. Ben Leverington, he can play out on the wide right position. So he has done sometimes. He's had to. Don't like it. James Balzaghi, getting played out of position. He's unhappy. Lewis Miley, his role is just... When they're versatile, you've got to use that versatility. There you go. And yeah, you would. I do. I know you are just playing that specific role, but we haven't got that luxury sometimes, so they can shut up. Now, if you look at the contracts, you can see I've dished out loads of new ones, and I want to keep them. I like a lot of these kids. I want to keep them, A, to hopefully help them grow and build a team, or B, maybe sell them on. I don't want to keep losing players for free. I lost 4 last year, but I've got one lad, obviously Benjamin Levington. Don't worry about that. He's on loan. And a few others that I might sell, but that'll be up to me. But I want to build a team. And I think sometimes, and I've talked about it with a few of you, especially Thargoff in the comments, about sometimes when you build a team, they're a good unit, and they're solid, and they've played together, and they know your system, you can achieve a lot on this game, maybe more than if you just had 100 million quid and bought a lot of superstars and they don't know each other. You can actually do that. I've done it in the past, and I enjoy that sometimes. And it's now the 1st of May. There's 2 games left to play. And we're going to be playing Carlisle today in our last home game of the season at Glanford Park. And I thought that could be the live com. And our final game is away at Huddersfield. The mighty Hud. My second ever series. I think I've done another one after that. Food in the Hood. Yeah, my wife's from Huddersfield. So my kids are technically half Huddersfieldian, even though they're Manx, Mancunians from Manchester. But yeah, I love Huddersfield. I've been there a lot, spent a lot of time there because the grand still lives there. But 11th, we're not going to go up, we're not going to go down. It's been a very successful season, I think. A season I'm very, very proud of. I feel like we've achieved a lot, although we haven't won for 7 games, and I think I've drawn 2 of them and lost the rest. So we're on a bit of a shit run. But hopefully we can turn that around today against Carlisle, who are down there fighting for survival. Still could go down. So it could be tasty. Huddersfield are the same. So, not challenges, but we'll have a live come against Carlisle, and then I'll jump in at the end of Huddersfield, and we'll see where we finish this thing up. So, welcome to Glanford Park. We're here against Carlisle, a part of a really good team there. I think Lewis Miley's playing out on the wide right position. He's not 100%, but I'm struggling out on that area at the minute. Rest of the team, put Reynolds back. I've got Asani in front of him. I think all around it's good, and they've even gone with a lone lad up top today. Hernandez is on the bench, but I just want to get a win here because I haven't won for ages. So yeah, I'm really excited about the summer. Like I said, because we had the money, it's 30 grand a month to have world scouting range. So I just thought I can afford that. It's a couple $100 grand. We're rich. So I've kept it all year, and we've scouted a lot. So I'm hoping my range will be bigger, not just picking up freebies that I can snag from Premier League teams, but maybe there'll be some around Europe as well. Obviously work permits come into play, but we'll see what I can do, and I'm very excited. There's going to be a couple of lads probably I'll move on from. They've been here a while, maybe they're unhappy, see if we can cash in on them and just see what we can pick up on a free and try and avoid a loan. Last couple of years I've had to get one in at the end just because I can't find that right player, but I'm hoping I can do something different. Really, Hernandez is a good player. If someone cashes in on him, I'd sell him. I'd happily keep him. I'm hoping, and I don't know yet, but I'm hoping I can find a striker. I'd like a new striker. I'd like a new winger that can play on both wings. It'd be tasty, a good one. And yeah, I feel like I need a new centre half, and possibly a central midfielder, but I don't know. I think mainly striker, winger, centre half. Come on, lads. Come on. Let's do this. Only 5 minutes in. That was a shit pass, that, wasn't it? That was shocking. And wow, we were lucky there, boys. Got away with that one. Now, some of you might have noticed, but I'm representing Manchester Central today. There's a guy in the comments, Matt Dalton, and I mentioned that every time I see his name, he reminds me of the legend that is Sir Brett Dalton from the Manchester Central series. The original series from FM18, I think, 5 years ago, that. Love that series. It went on for a long time, and we 1-0 down. He was the first regen striker I had, I think, and he was a great player, and the stadium got named after him. And then when I brought the series back last year, was it last year? I love that series. No, watched it. Some of you did. You missed out if you didn't. I named the stadium after him again because he was just so iconic. Sir Brett. Sir Brett. That's what we used to do. But yeah, I've got loads of gear. I've got all my Central stuff. Got shorts, tops, polos, jacket. I've got all my Denton Villa stuff from Denton Villa. Denton Villa jacket, polos, all that stuff that I had made, obviously, because they are definitely a fantasy team. And oh my god. And do you know what else? Tidied my wardrobe out recently and found my Tame Valley shirt. I forgot I had that. Yeah. I love custom stuff. I've just not done that this year because people don't tend to watch it, even though it's my favourite thing to do. I mean, obviously I brought Central back twice. I've done a few series twice. I've Stockport twice. I've done Huddersfield twice. Tame Valley was great, but I think Tame Valley fit into that perfect moment in time. It was all COVID related. I did like Tame Valley. I think if there's anything I'd ever bring back again, it'd probably be Denton Villa. I love Denton Villa. Such a good series. The black and yellow. Right, we're approaching the end of the first half. It's not been great. Give them a kick up the ass at half time. Maybe we can salvage something. They're better than this. They're better than this run they've been on. I've just had that flat feeling recently. Like we knew we'd achieved enough. Because even though we've only drawn 2 in 7, we've not really moved anywhere in the league. Do you know what I mean? Which is disappointing. You want to have more fight in him. There he is. From the left wing. Half time. 1-1. We're back in this. Quite equal, isn't it? Can we start edging it though? So yeah, the reason I'm repping, and I didn't get to it, was Matt Dalton. I keep wanting to call him Brett. I just said to him when he keeps commenting, he just reminds me of Sir Brett Dalton. And the legend that is him has gone back and he started watching my old series, or bits of it anyway, so fair play to you, mate. Thank you very much. Because that is old. That is some old ass series. I could tell you that much. I'm in my old house. I'm pretty sure. I think it is the year where I moved out after the summer, so I'm probably in my old house, yeah. In the old dining room where they had a big echo because the room was massive. One of them old houses with massive ceilings, and what a save, Earl. Right, I've switched tactic. We've got a defensive midfielder. Darlan Silva has moved out of defence into that role. Is it Glenn Campbell's come on, and I put James Balzaghi on for Smiley Miley on the right wing. We'll see how it goes. I mean, as long as I don't get beat, I'm alright. Like I said, it's just flat, innit? It's always exciting for these season episodes to do, where you get to the end and it's like, ooh, relegation, or ooh, we're going to go up, or is it a final? Sometimes it's just mid-table. You've got to be happy with that when you're scuddy. And that's it. There was not another highlight. It's the end of the game. It's 1-1. Another point. 8 games now we haven't won 4. Maybe we're saving our best for last. Bovara, friend of the channel, long-time subscriber. Great dude. We've been chatting recently. Sorry, mate. I'm not having a dig here, but it just came up in the news. Plymouth have been relegated, so we are playing your boys next year. Maybe Reynolds will get his revenge and score for us against them. Right, when a work permit fails, you can't apply for one for like 170 days. And I forgot all about it, right? And then when I was just looking at my save files to say, right, this, when I'm planning the episode, and I jumped in at the end, I realised I could apply. So I applied for it. It only took 24 hours. But I've just played that game, and I've just holidayed to the next game. And in that week, he got it. He got his work permit. He's only 18. I didn't sell him. I didn't think I'd get it. He's got a work permit to the end of his contract, which is for 3 years, and he's 18, so he should be all right, shouldn't he? 3 years now. Oh wow. I will just feel the fighting for survival here. We're still 11th. We could stay there, to be fair, even if we lose. But I don't want to lose. It's freaking Huddersfield. Come on, let's get a victory. But welcome to the John Smith Stadium. I'm going to turn replays on, and if there's any goals, we'll go through the replays together. Now he's starting. Now, of course, he's fit. He's not match fit, but I do not care. No time like the present. Got nothing to lose. Let's give him a game. I am excited. He better do something for me next year. He could be. Here's me. I need a winger. I've now got one that I thought I would never get. I thought I was just going to use him for profit. I picked the wrong live com, didn't I? I always say that though. It is a lottery. Look who scored. And I pressed replays on, and it didn't work. I don't get it. So let's just get to the end, because we're doing very well. And I'm going to show you the goals, hopefully. So here we are. It finished 4-2. We did an up in the first half. Great way to end the season. Finally with a win. My new boy. I'm so happy. I can't believe it. I didn't believe that we'd keep him. I didn't give him a real face. He's got a regen face. One of my fancy faces. So trust me, next time you see him, the baller, who scored on his debut, he'll have a much better face than that. And if I've been asked about these faces, I'm making them. Another mate of mine, Andy, and Greeno's made a lot of them too. We've got nearly close to 300, I think. And I will be releasing them for my patrons at some point, either at the start of FM24 or sometime over the summer. So here we go. Hopefully I can fit this in. Now, it's not the most glamorous goal, but it's still a goal. And he kind of has some involvement in the first three for us. Here we go. Look, he gets the ball here. He starts the attack pretty much, gives it to Leverington. This is a great goal. To Hernandez, who played on the left wing in this game. Here we go, free kick. I'm pretty sure he gets the head on it. Or someone does. It looks like he does. Might have been the defender. It doesn't matter. And here we go with our last one. Asani. What a player he is. What a performance this was. He was there waiting, wasn't he, though? Just in case Reynolds couldn't finish. So there you go. We have finished 11th. Of course, there's stuff to happen. Cup finals and playoffs. I don't think I'll have the time, so I might check that out at the beginning of episode 10, season 10, which I'm going to get stuck into tonight straight away, and I'm so excited to do that. So, very good season for us. Very happy. Now, of course, I haven't jumped forward, so I don't know about budgets, I don't know what they're going to do, but we're finishing the season with $5.5 million in the bank. Now, if we quickly look at the squad, I've arranged it by appearances. So, you know, Braithwaite, backup keeper, he's not going anywhere. Obviously, the new kid who's picked up a freaking injury. Brilliant. He came off for like 10 minutes. I didn't think it was a red injury. But there's a few players here, like maybe Anthony Clark, who just come in, move him on for a profit. Glenn Campbell is someone I might try and sell, because I do want a centre-half. Don't know if I need a winger now. We'll see. Maybe a couple of others, maybe. But I quite like the idea of keeping them and just maybe adding a couple. But like always, if there's some talented youngsters out there and I can afford them now, I'll bring them in and make the squad better. So there we go. That is the end of season 9, episode 9. As always, thank you for the support. Thank you for sticking with the series for this long. Yes, there's going to be an episode 10. I think it could be a very exciting season. It could be a season where we maybe do better. Can we grow? Can we touch into those playoffs and have an exciting season? I believe things are going to be in place, better facilities. The team's going to get better. They're going to grow. Maybe I can find a few pieces. I'm very excited. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. Now, the new guy, his name is mental, and I cannot pronounce it. I need a nickname for him. So I'm going to put it to you guys who actually watch my videos to the end. If you can think of a cool nickname for him, put it down below. And if I like it, I might use it, because I can't say it. I can't. I'm not being offensive. I can't do it. But anyway, I hope you've had a great weekend. Hopefully, I might get the next one out Wednesday, Thursday. We'll see how much I can get played. Thursday at the latest, but thank you as always, man. It's giving me joy, this. Hopefully it's giving you joy too. So yeah, you stay happy. You stay safe. I'm always here for you if you need me. Emails down below. Yeah, man. Come on, the iron.